Welcome to Backseat Confessions Podcast. Slide into the backseat as we listen to mostly anonymous strangers tell us stories from their lives. I'm a rideshare driver in Atlanta, and the people getting in my car have absolutely no idea I'm going to ask them to share. My commitment to you is to tell at least a snippet of virtually every story recorded in my car in the order they were told to me. My hope is that you laugh, cringe, cry, but mostly connect to these amazing people. You may find a piece of your own story, or just feel more connected to the rest of us. Join us, won't you? So, hey, my new friend, this is an adult podcast. Themes and languages are definitely not suitable for everyone. Listener discretion is advised. Oh yay, Season 3, it's finally here, and it has been a minute. So much has happened in my life, and I'm sure in yours as well, but I'm grateful to be back in the saddle with my loyal listeners. So all 5 stories today are told by the ladies, and they do not disappoint. Let's get this show back on the road. Well, our first story really gets us started this season with a bang. That dad joke is going to make more sense once our next writer shares her experience of joining a relatively exclusive club that only frisky flyers can join. Yeah, that club.
Story number 173. Sunday, February 28, 2021, 1:43 a.m.
This was a few years ago, and it was when I lived in Seattle, and I was coming home for Christmas.
Okay.
And it was an early flight where we were snowed in.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very, very early. I am in the Seattle airport. I don't know what to do. And I meet this father and son duo.
Okay.
The father was very nice. The son was roughly around my age. I think he was like maybe in the army.
Yeah.
They were very cute, but we were obviously we met in the bar. We were drinking a little bit because there wasn't anything to do. We were snowed in.
Yep.
Just kind of waiting for our flights to go.
Right.
So we're drinking whiskey.
Nice.
The 3 of us. It's very funny. It's very fun. And then I proceed to fill up my coffee mug that I'm taking on the plane with me with whiskey.
Okay. This could be a good flight.
So the dad seems to realize, okay, my son is hitting it off with this girl.
Right.
And he's like, would you guys like to sit together?
Oh, that's really sweet.
I'm very drunk at this point, and I'm like, sure. And so it's me. So we're sitting together, and I'm pretty sure, if my recollection is correct, that he is sitting on the outside, so he is sitting in the aisle seat.
Yep.
I am sitting in the middle, and there's a very I don't know why I remember this. There's a very attractive man to my right.
Oh, interesting.
In the window.
Okay.
My hand ends up down the pants of the aisle seater that I had come onto the plane with.
Wow. That's very bold of you.
Yeah, really, really wildly, inappropriately aggressive.
Yeah.
But warranted. Wanted it.
Yeah,
you know? It wasn't like I had just throw my hand down there. It was
you don't do that to just random
there
people.
There was a chemistry there where this was happening.
I took that from the context of the story, that this is not this is what I do with people on the aisle seat.
Right.
Yeah. You're not a crazy person.
I do remember sensing that the man next to me should have known more, and I couldn't realize whether or not he was picking up on it.
Interesting.
I was just like, I don't know if he is realizing this or ignoring it, but
right.
it's making it hotter.
Oh yeah, almost a little voyeur.
Yeah, it's naughtier.
Oh,
If this wasn't naughty enough on a full flight.
Right, on a full flight.
On a full flight that the dad gave me the seat and knows exactly what's going on.
Wait, you think the dad knew what was going down?
The dad definitely knew what was going to happen.
Oh,
Dad
my
was
God.
definitely on board with, like, my son is about to get it.
Yeah.
So we go to the bathroom, we do have sex.
Okay, I have so many questions. Okay.
Sure, I don't know if I can answer them.
Because you don't really remember it. Dang it.
Because I don't really remember it.
Oh, okay. Well, my whole
But
thing
it was
is just
not a frontal. It was very much a backle.
Yeah.
It was very much not frontal.
No, well, I don't even know how you would do it from the front.
No,
it's
because you
it's
can't.
so constrained.
That person's penis would have to be so large to do it from the front.
Right. Or long, I would think, more than
like it would have to be
girthy.
fully, like, very long.
Yeah.
And, like, not like anything I have ever experienced personally.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So we did that.
Okay.
And then, of course, so it was a very short, it was a connecting flight.
Yeah.
So we flew into Houston.
Okay.
And we were getting off the plane. And I remember him trying to be like, hey, I'm so-and-so. Because at this point, I don't think we knew each other's names.
Oh my God, that's
and
amazing.
I just said, I was like, don't tell me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. You're like, that's not what this was about.
I'm sobering up, and I need you to just be as far away from me as you could possibly be.
Oh no, you pushed. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
no.
there was that.
Oh.
And then
So this was like, was that because of like instant remorse, or you were just like, I've done the deed and I'm done?
Of course, like, you're feeling that, like, moral hangover
Yeah,
where you're like,
yeah.
I was really drunk and I
Yeah.
made some very questionable decisions
Right,
in a very
fair.
public place.
Right.
I'm also, like, I'm flying into Savannah and my dad's picking me up at the airport.
Oh, and you're now thinking like, oh, I'm about to get in my dad's car.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair.
So then I get into the car with my dad.
Yes.
And there's a full hickey on my neck.
No.
Full fresh hickey.
Oh.
And he's just like, what's
going on?
your neck?
Yeah. Did you do the?
And I said, without hesitation.
Okay.
I said, oh, my roommate and I were making pancakes, and she was putting the pan in the dishwasher while I was unloading it, and she accidentally grazed my neck. 100% he wanted to believe this.
Of course he wanted to. He's
there
your
was
dad.
no questions asked.
Yeah.
Like,
he didn't want to hear. No.
He was like, I had a question, you had an answer, and we are done.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely
no,
not.
Hey, there was a dude on the plane I gave a handy to, then we went to the bathroom. Yeah, no, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You know what?
Yeah.
So I think this is like somewhere in the 160s story, and I've never had anybody in the Mile High Club, or at least they've never told me about it. So
yeah.
I'm very honored that you shared that story with me.
What's
That's
the
amazing.
point of a Mile High Club story if
I
you
know.
can't tell it?
I know. I would, and I think that's the only reason to do it, because you're definitely not. It's not like you're gonna have the best sex of your life in a cramped bathroom.
No.
It really, like you said, it's just a bucket list.
This is very much a drunk itch that you have to scratch. If you're in the position, you scratch it.
Yes. No, that is totally fair.
Yeah.
Well,
you're not.
Oh.
I've never regretted it.
Right. No, I mean, I'm a little
times
jealous.
No, honestly, I've always been proud of it.
Yeah.
Like,
So cool.
it's not the best sex of my life.
No, God, no.
It's definitely not even in the top 10.
No, that's not.
But
again, not the point.
In the top, in like the tier of stories that I do tell, it's definitely in the top 10 of stories I tell.
Okay, yeah. Really, it's shoot. If it's top 10, you must have some amazing stories. Like, because that'd be like top 2 for most people.
Well, I'm from an island, so shit happens. Shit happens.
That's true. Savannah is an interesting little place, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I'm from an hour south of Savannah. I'm from St. Simon's Island, Georgia.
Okay, got it. Yep.
Which is an incredible wealth of stories.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well, I lived in and near Jacksonville, which is called Freakville for a reason. But
yeah, it sure is. It sure is called Freakville.
Yes, very much. You are amazing, Casey. Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
I could have not had a better time.
Oh,
thank you so much.
And you've definitely made my night fly by faster.
Absolutely. Same here.
All of us have done some things that make for great stories later, but we get that instant sense of regret when we're done. I could just feel her discomfort when the deed was done and the guy was trying to get to know her better. And then getting in the car with her dad. Oh man, that's just the kind of awkward you feel in your bones. Some people believe in karma, and while I don't know that I believe in the full idea of karma, I absolutely believe that if you're a person of consistent kindness and goodness and joy, that there will be a reciprocation from people around you that are positively affected. And of course, you don't engage in a give to get type of mentality. It has to be an overflow of who you are. But it is comforting to hear that there are these moments when it does seem like God or the universe or whatever you believe in seems to reward your generosity of spirit.
Story number 174. Friday, March 5th, 2021, 9:19 p.m.
In 2018, I was working at a school.
Okay.
And in the middle of the summertime, got laid off, and I was looking for a job. Didn't know what I was going to do. Rent was about to come up. It's just me and my son. And I was just looking, and I'm like, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm about to be homeless. But before I start working at the school, I worked for Subway for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And it so happened that I went to Publix, and I was filling out an application at Publix, and I'm sitting there and I'm just crying, and I'm like, Lord, just please let me get this job so I could be able to pay my rent, just for me and my son to have a roof over our head. And the stranger came up to me, and she was like, what's wrong? And she called my name. Wow. I look up and I'm like, I don't remember you, but I'm just having a little problem, hard times, got laid off, trying to get this job, trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay my rent.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the Lord is gonna make a way. So she said, you know what? Every time I come in Subway, you was always nice to me.
Oh, she was a customer.
Yes. He was always nice to me, and you bring a joy, you bring laughter to everybody. And she said, when you left Subway, a lot of us never came back to that store.
Wow.
She said, well, just hold on. Do what you got to do. I'll be right back. She left. I finished doing my application and everything. And I'm like, you know what? She's not going to come back. So let me just get going. Yeah. Start walking, and I heard somebody calling my name. I turned around. She said, I told you to hold on. So she handed me an envelope, and she said, don't open this till you get home.
Wow.
When I got home and I opened up the envelope, it was 3 months of rent.
No way.
She paid my rent for 3 months.
Are you serious?
Yes. And that note in the paper said, every time I walk in Subway, you put a smile on my face. No matter what I was going through, you always put a smile on my face. I come in here and I don't have enough money to pay for my lunch, dinner, whatever. You'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. Here you go. Wow. So I'm paying it forward. Make sure you pay for it to somebody else.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was a blessing. I cried so much that day.
Yeah. Wow.
And up to this day, the lady, she called me every month. Are you okay? Do you need help? I'm here for you. Just think of me as a big sister you never had.
Are you serious?
And up to this day, she still calls.
That is incredible.
Even I tell her that, I have a good job right now and I'm doing good. She said, I don't care. Whenever you need me, I'm here for you.
That is totally amazing. Wow, and it's something like normally when I go into like a fast food type of place and the people are not happy and you're not treated well, it does bug me on one hand, but on the other hand I'm like, man, this is just such a crappy job. I totally understand why they're in a bad mood, so I just kind of You know what I mean? I just don't pay any attention. But then every once in a while, and I do mean every once in a while, I see someone who is extraordinary, and I always think, man, if I had a business or I'd hire them or whatever. But just to think that just by you being kind and shining your light, you change someone's life so dramatically that they pay 3 months of your rent and still keep in touch and try to help. That's stunning.
It's amazing, and just to know that it's still good people in this world.
That's true. No, I know. Yeah.
So on my behalf, since she did that to me, I just like to be nice. I be nice to people. I help people out, because you never know when I'm gonna need the help again.
Right.
I don't be mean to people.
Yeah.
Like my dad always said, do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have to, even though I have $2 and somebody say, can I have $1? I will give it to them.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I might give you $1, but then somebody else is probably going to bless me some more than $1.
Yeah. So
I like to help people out, and I do whatever I can for anybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
So that's my story.
I love
it. The young lady that did that for me, I love her to death.
Yeah.
She like a big sister to me, and anything I have and she needs and I have it, she could get it.
Yeah. That's incredible.
But I struggled. It was rough. I'm not even from here.
Right.
I'm from the islands.
I guess from your beautiful accent.
Yeah.
That you probably
I'm from the islands. So when I moved here, I was struggling, but this young lady came and took me under her wings, and
wow.
It was just,
Yeah.
You have to know it's nice people in this world, no matter what we go through.
Right. Yeah. No, it's huge. And again, this woman is amazing and deserves just accolades out the wazoo. But I don't want to skim over the fact that she was moved because you were kind and consistently kind and sunshine to her, right? So that was your part that you played.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that you put out into the world beautiful vibes and shined your light, and it ended up like what you put out there ended up coming back to you in a very monetary, real way, which is incredible. That doesn't always happen, but man, how cool is that? So thank you so much for your story. I hope someone is encouraged from this story to continue to just be kind and shine.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. These kind of stories are good for my soul. One of the things I can sometimes believe is that no good deed goes unpunished, and all of my efforts to have an impact on the world through kindness are just futile. So why not join the annoyed and inconsiderate masses, because what difference does it make anyways? But then this kind of story comes along and reminds us that good gals and guys don't always finish last. It's a good reminder that you just never know how you are positively impacting the people around you just by being loving, even if it's in a seemingly small way, like how you make and serve someone Subway sandwiches. This next story is a mix of an unlikely love story and one of supernatural healing. And really, at the end of the day, what is more mysterious? When we start falling in love with another imperfect person, or when something powerfully spiritual happens?
Story number 175. Friday, March 5th, 2021, 11:29 p.m.
So I'm going to give you all, it's like a supernatural healing type of story.
Ooh, I love
it's
that.
Short, but it's just, it made me really believe in spirituality.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. So I had this friend.
Okay.
And we hadn't seen each other in 2 years.
Okay.
And then we came back into contact with one another. I was going through some hardships.
Yeah.
And he uplifted me and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So he ended up he got shot.
Oh gosh.
With in the stomach. It was very, very crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So I went to see him, and things were okay. He seemed like he was doing well, and then he flatlined, and his mother called me to come. So when I came, his vitals and things like shot up, and like everything just became normal again.
As soon as you walked in?
As soon as I got there. And when I would leave, he would go through it again. And I would come back and everything would just go perfectly fine. Vitals, breathing.
Wow.
Everything would just be better. And I'm like,
That's
is
incredible.
it me?
Are you a person of faith, I would assume?
I am. But around that time, I lost all of that. Like, I wasn't believing in anything.
Okay, you were just like...
I was just like, okay, whatever it is, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Okay,
that was
which
my
is totally
belief
fair. Yeah.
system.
A lot of people believe that. Yeah.
But I've always believed in God. Always.
Right.
But the extra stuff that people are into,
of course.
I was never just
like
overly religious or anything of that nature.
Totally fair. Yeah, for sure.
So his mom was like, I will pay you to stay here with him because it seems like he's only responding to you.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, no, you don't have to pay me. I'll just sit with him because this is my friend. Like, why not?
Yeah.
So, like, the nurses and things, they were like, we've never seen anything like this before and things of that nature. So shortly after that, he got better. We stayed in contact with one another, but then we ended up like kind of not talking anymore.
Okay.
No particular reason.
Okay, gotcha.
Just like grew apart.
That happens.
So he went to jail.
Okay.
And he called me, and I'm like, how did you get my number? Who gave you my number?
Yeah.
And one of our friends gave him my number.
Yeah.
And so he was just so like appreciative.
Yeah.
When we talked, and he was like, you've never been off my mind. I've thought about you from that day forward. He was like, I haven't seen your face in years. And it's kind of, and now it's become like a fairy tale love story kind of sort of.
Oh my goodness, that's precious.
So yeah, I guess that's my little story that helped me gain faith again and kind of believe in myself again also. Right?
Yeah, that's amazing. So tell me a little bit about how long is he in for, and then what is the status of your guys' relationship?
Relationship, I wouldn't call it that just yet.
Friendship. We'll call it friendship.
Yes,
we'll call it friendship. Sorry.
He has 2 more years.
Oh,
he's
that's not
been
bad at all.
in jail since, I want to say 2017.
Yes, ma'am.
2017, 18, 19. Yeah, since 2017, yes.
Okay. So 2 more years. That's not bad.
The status of our friendship, our crazy ship, I guess I would call it.
Yeah.
We talk every day.
Yeah.
We're making plans with one another, but
Amazing.
He's in jail. I'm in the free world.
I know,
so
and that's a tough.
You never know what
Yep.
So we'll see when he gets out.
you sound like, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I think this is incredibly smart of you. You sound like a woman who's protecting her heart, and I hope is that kind of what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening.
Well, then you're more than just spiritual and lovely. You're also bright.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
that's
you.
a very good
Thank
move.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. But, well, obviously, if it does end up working out, how cool of a story that'd be. But any which way, there is a dude, it sounds like he's alive because of your presence, which, man.
That's so amazing to me.
Are we in the right spot?
We are.
Okay, amazing. That is so amazing. And I love that even the hospital staff was like,
yes.
No, there's something about this, and it's weird.
Yes,
right.
That's exactly
they see
what
everything.
They're like, you stay, don't go nowhere. You stay
Right.
right here because we're trying to see something. I would stay, and they were like, just leave for a second, and I would leave. They'd be like, no, come back.
Oh my God, so they were having you, they were also experimenting with you.
It's like, wait, let's see if this is really going on or not. And I'm like, I think it's going on. I'm not sure. But it was very weird, like, to the point I was just like stuck for a second. Like, am I doing this? Like, what is going on right now? Like, am I dreaming? Is this really happening? Like, until this day, he's like, you my angel, you saved my life. And I'm like, no, God saved your life.
God saved your life, but there was something about you being there. There's like
maybe comforted him or something.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, there's a longer conversation about partnering with God, but that which is not for this podcast. But that's what, to me, if you ask me my opinion, that's how God works, is he partners with people. Right?
I agree.
Right?
I agree. He works through people.
He does. Right.
I do
so
agree
it's not
with
you, but he also
used me as a tool.
you as a tool, or partnered with you. I like that better than used.
Yes.
I think that word is a little bit icky.
It
but
is.
Yeah, it is. But I get why people say it. But that's That is so amazing. That is one of the, and I hear, of course, all kinds of crazy stories of all kinds, but that is one of the coolest and craziest stories I've ever heard. That's so neat.
That's like my superpower.
Right? Yeah. Gosh, can you imagine if you were able to do that every time? You'd
that
would
be
be worth $1 gazillion, and you'd have no time in your schedule.
None. People would be calling me, could you please come to the hospital?
That's right. We'll pay you $1 gazillion. Yeah. Oh, man.
This is really cool what you have going on also. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I really do.
Well, I don't say this on the podcast very often, but since you're a person of faith, I do feel like this idea came to me, put it this way, from somewhere not of myself.
There you
go.
So,
yes. So,
it's great.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I really appreciate you sharing. I really do.
Yes. Of course, no problem. I hope I get your Uber again.
I really do. Amazing.
I really do. I love your personality. It's everything. It really is.
You're so kind. Well, and you are a total bright light.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's people you pick up where you're like, okay, I'll just take them to their spot. And there's people you're like, oh my gosh, do they have to get out of my car?
Right. Can we talk a little?
That's right.
Right. I do agree with you. Right. Literally.
Right. Thank you, Ms. J.
You're welcome.
I wish her all the best in navigating the obviously already difficult world of being in a relationship, but with the added stress of your love interest being in prison. And I also appreciate her wrestle with the divine on how and why her presence in the hospital room may have actually saved a man's life when she said she didn't even really believe in supernatural healing at the time. All of us have things that freak us out that we may experience at some point in our lives. I freak out at parts of the body bending in the wrong direction. If I see a video of someone's knee or ankle cracking or bending in the wrong way, God, I almost can't even say it, I have a physical reaction. I used to have a bad reaction to blood as well. Like, I would get lightheaded and feel like I was gonna faint. Good thing this lady did not have that reaction to blood.
Story number 176. Saturday, March 6, 2021, 2:01 a.m.
Well, I have a little story. It happened about 2 years ago. I actually cut my finger off.
Oh my God.
And surprisingly, it grew right back.
Wait, what?
Yes. I have the finger attached to me right now. They didn't reattach the finger when it happened.
What?
They put like this makeshift Band-Aid. It was supposed to act like a scab since my finger was completely gone, since there was nothing there to scab over.
Yeah.
It acted as a scab, and once that fell off, I'd had, it was kind of scabbed over itself really then, because the old scab had fell off completely. But after that, it just grew right back. But I was making a Thai vegetable soup, cutting up some bok choy.
Okay.
I went to adjust my fingers to adjust how long I was cutting the bok choy. I went to tuck my fingers back in, and one finger was a little too slow. My hand had already came down with the knife, and there it was, right on the knife. At first, I thought I had just maybe nicked my finger a little bit, because it didn't feel like anything but a nick. So I was running it underwater, and that's when I realized that my finger was actually on the knife. I looked over at the knife, and I was like, okay, so there's my finger, and this is probably not going to stop bleeding like this. So at the time, I was living with my mom, and she was home, so she came downstairs and tried to. I really didn't want to go to the emergency room because, you'll be there all night. And I had a paper due the next morning. I just graduated, so I was in college. Had paper due the next morning.
Wow.
That night. So she tried to apply some pressure on it and everything. That wasn't working. We have a family friend who's a nurse.
Right.
So we FaceTimed her, see if we could weigh in to see if we really needed to go to the emergency room.
Right.
Just our luck, we were living like not even 5 minutes away from an urgent care.
Oh, that's...
So, went down to the urgent care. We were in and out for maybe an hour. It wasn't even long. They stuck my finger in this liquid to like make it stop bleeding and all that. It was the worst thing ever.
Ugh.
Very painful.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
But after that, that's when they put the makeshift scab on there.
Okay.
And my finger really grew back within about 4 months.
So, okay, how much, when you say your finger, you don't mean all the way down to the first knuckle. How?
Correct. So, I mean,
because there's, if we count 3 knuckles, so
Yes.
the first knuckle, then you get the second knuckle, and then that third knuckle. Like, I'm talking, you're past the third knuckle, I'm assuming?
so I cut, let's go for my nail bed. I cut diagonal my nail bed directly off.
Diagonal.
So
Straight up and
from-
down.
Right. So
No, wait.
if you're looking at, look at your pointed finger nail bed.
Yes.
And if you draw, just go from the left top of your nail bed all the way down to the other side, the right corner, the bottom right corner. That's to where I cut off. I cut directly across diagonal.
Wow. Okay, diagonal. Yeah. I know what that means. Sorry. I don't know for a second. I
you're okay.
blanked. I think because the whole story is so horrific. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And then, so now that it's grown back, is it like a little like weird looking deformed, or is it like genuinely like, if I didn't know, I would never be like, oh no, this is just a totally normal finger.
Right. So most people cannot tell that it grew back, and it's not. It is a little deformed. Like the nail bed is slanted a little bit, but you can't really tell unless you're really staring at it. Or if I would have told you, yeah, I cut my finger off. But most people, when I tell them, they look at my finger, they're like, no way.
Wow.
There's no way you cut that off. And I was like, yeah, I have the proof, the pictures you want to see.
That's right.
I have a finger on a knife for you.
I mean, honestly, when I'm cutting vegetables, I just sit there. That's what terrifies me about the whole thing.
Yes.
Right? It's just, it's the worst.
And I love to cook so much. After I got patched up that night and everything, they gave me some medication.
Yeah.
I got up the next day and finished my soup.
You're a monster. You're sitting there with your finger off, thinking you need to do your homework, which I don't even get. Like, I would have been like, I'm going to cancel the rest of my life right now.
Right,
and you're
right.
like, oh, no, I need to do my homework. And you went right back to cooking when you got back. That's, wow.
It needed to be done. It was a good soup. It was a great soup.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I don't know, like, you didn't, I don't know how you didn't pass out, you might be a superhuman, like, that you have such an incredible pain tolerance, too.
You know,
Is this have you cut off other parts of your body and not really paid much attention, or like?
Not at all.
Okay.
This is the first time I've ever cut off a limb, or even, I've never even broken a bone.
Okay, oh wow.
So this was very like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I thought I was gonna die that night. I really did think I was gonna die.
Okay, good. That makes me feel a little better.
But I mean, well, at first I was laughing, and then when I realized that it was really my finger, and then the pain set in, I cried for the rest of the night.
Right. Yeah, because you're right. I think they always say your body gives you, I can't remember how long, if it's 60 seconds, it's a certain amount of time before it fully kicks in and something like that, and you're like, all the pain's registering.
Yeah. It was a very interesting thing that I will never do again, or hopefully will never do again.
Yeah, let's go with not. Yeah, let's just skip that. I think you're good. You've got your one self-removal of a part of your body, then you're like, you know what, we're good. We can skip that from now on.
Yes, never again.
Never again. Well, that is quite the story, Amp, and I'm glad that you've retained your sense of humor and you got your finger back. Like, how magical is that? By the way,
too.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry?
No, you were starting to say something.
Oh, no, I said me too. I was just saying me too, but...
Yeah, okay, so my question, I guess this will be my last one. When you talk to, like, medical people, do they say that growing a finger back is normal, or is that kind of, like, remarkable?
They do, so they say that to a certain extent, your finger is going to regenerate.
Okay.
But another thing they are baffled about is that I still have filling. Like, I have complete filling, and it's not, like, numb or anything. Like, I don't have any tingling in it. That's the only thing they're baffled about.
Because that means you would have had to also regrow nerves in
Right.
that spot. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating. Little medical marvel you. Well, that's amazing, Amp. Thanks so much for sharing your story.
Of course. Thank you.
So cool that the body can regenerate in that way. And I love that she got her feeling back as well. And that neither homework or bok choy would be halted due to partial limb removal. Pretty badass, if you ask me. Occasionally, you meet a natural comedic storyteller, like a really good one. And this lady is just that sort of person. I honestly could have talked with and listened to her for hours because she is just so damn entertaining.
Story number 177. Monday, March 8, 2021, 10:55 p.m.
So I was in the Army.
Oh, thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you. So I'm in the Army, and I'm like, man, this is nice.
Yeah.
Until I realized what BAH was.
BAH.
So BAH is a based allowance for the housing.
Oh, yeah.
So the military will give you an extra check if you have a dependent, like
Okay.
a real one.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, damn, which one of my friends wants to get married?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, me. Like, everybody wants to get married for the BAH.
Yeah.
So if you're soldier on soldier, you get dual. 2 checks. One for you, one for me.
Beautiful.
So everybody tries to aim for that.
Okay.
So much hard.
Yeah.
So you get a civilian, you're like, education, benefits, GI Bill,
Right.
post 9/11. And then they're like, oh, like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So whatever. So I get married to get out of the barracks
Yeah.
and to get a BAH check.
Love it.
So I'm like
One of the strongest reasons ever to get married, I'm sure.
fuck yeah,
Oh,
fuck yeah. At 18, why not?
I mean, your life is ahead of you. Just go for it. Let's
Spend
make
it
a
with
giant.
somebody? Yeah, I'll do that forever.
Yeah, like I'll make a giant mistake right now. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
fuck yeah. You said a check?
That's right.
I was like, all
Where
right.
do I sign for
So
that?
everybody's signing like crazy, per usual, per the Army.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and
Okay.
I was like, hey, I'm gonna marry my friend because this is just the best option for me.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, go ahead. And then like right when we were going to, she was like, no, don't do it. So I didn't do it.
Yeah.
My buddies ended up all getting locked up without me. I'm the only one. No check in the barracks.
Oh no.
So I'm like, this is ass. So I'm convinced that I'm working with my relationship with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, after 2 cold feet incidents,
Yeah.
she married me.
No.
Yep, did it. Did
Dang.
it. So I'm like, yes. So I'm getting the check, got the respect, getting some rank on my chest. I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 years later.
All right. Now, okay, hold on. And this is your girlfriend. So there's actual like a romantic.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
like her.
real,
Okay, yeah. So this
real
is for real.
girlfriend.
Okay, I like it. Okay, I'm just, just making sure.
It's driven by
No,
other
I get
stuff.
it. I get it. But there was some. There's some underlying real things there.
Yeah.
All right. Just
Fuck
making
yeah.
sure. Okay.
So we're 3 years married, doing the thing. I'm getting out the military. I caught an injury. I'm getting retired.
Okay.
So that's good and bad.
Right. Yeah. Injury's bad,
And-
but retirement good.
Exactly. So so I get out full pension as if I'm like 60. Full pension and everything.
Wow. That's
Full health, full
amazing.
benefits, medical. They don't do anything crazy like no free lipo and boob jobs. But just the regular
dang it.
basics.
Okay. But yeah.
So I'm like, this is sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm getting out. I get a normal job, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's coming to where like now my wife is now entitled. She's like, that's my money.
Ooh.
And I'm like, no. I'm like,
Yeah.
the BAH was your money. That
Yeah.
you were actually legally like entitled to that money.
Yeah.
Retirement.
Nah, girlie.
It's disability retirement. So it's
Yeah.
untouchable. IRS can't touch it.
Really?
Feds can't touch it. Fucking
That's brilliant.
yes.
That is
So,
brilliant.
a lot of veterans don't know that the money that money and that health and that education is still out there for you.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
As long as you didn't end up in like Leavenworth or prison or anything.
Yeah.
So fucking she's like, this is my money. And I'm like, no. So we're debacling over my money. So my money is being fought over.
Yeah.
So man, it gets bad. And I'm like, man, I don't really think this is gonna work out. I was like, I think we should just try this separation thing.
Yeah.
So we do the separation thing, and I'm loving life. I'm having like, oh, I bought my BMW. I got a new apartment, got a new dog. I'm happy.
Living large.
Living large. Wife got a roommate.
Okay.
She got a roommate.
Yep.
And they're just going at each other's throats because they're coworkers / roommates.
Oh no. Oh,
So
that's
I'm like, ooh, that sucks. I'm like, I'm living like a king over here. I'm like, this shit's nice.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, this is it. A couple dinners later, the dinners go short, the romance goes short. the kissing, the hugging, everything goes short. My funds are at an all-time high. But all the romance and, like, relationship shit, that's at an all-time low. So I'm like, I can live without it.
Yeah.
Drinking hard, partying with my boys, UFC, fight night, prior to COVID, everything is great.
Yeah.
So, a little still prior to COVID.
Yeah.
So, she's like, you know what, I'm going to find somebody. And I was just like, yeah, sure, good luck.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants, like, a 28-year-old with a roommate.
Yeah.
You know, barely making rent.
Yep,
It's only $500. You're splitting it in half. I'm like, girl, nobody wants you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was wrong.
Ooh.
I was motherfucking wrong. So, first Tinder date, boom, hook up, one night stand, boom.
Oh, snap.
Yep. So she's like still doing like I'm a faithful wife with a complicated relationship.
Yeah.
But I'm also a girlfriend.
Ooh.
So she's doing both.
She's doing both.
She's
I like
doing
it.
both. She's juggling.
And now, do you know about the Tinder?
Nope, I'm fooled.
Ooh.
I'm blindsided. No idea. I have no idea what's going on.
Snap.
I'm thinking like, oh, my wife is just doing wifely things with a roommate. I'm like, and mind you, it's not the roommate. It's a whole Tinder new person.
Love it. Love it.
So she goes on to do this for about 5, 6, 7 months. I find out month 8. I'm like, hey, are we doing the Christmas thing, like, as a family? She's just like, no, I got other plans. I'm like, that's weird. Like, you spend the holidays with your, significants.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it. Like, Thanksgiving, we didn't have, like, the exact same timeline going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Christmas, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Nope. Whole full relationship with this girl, but she's telling me everything's sweet, everything's good, we're good, babe, we're good. No, I just need more me time. And I'm like, me time is me time. Nah,
Right.
me time was fucking time.
Right.
Yo, this girl went wild, like balls to the wall, like vagina walls, like, yeah, she was going hard in the paint, man. And I wasn't cheating because it wasn't a problem. Like, I didn't have a physical problem with my wife.
Right.
I had a financial problem with my wife. So, she wanted to be my best employee, and I just fired her, and like that was the money and the debacle, and then it went crazy.
Oof.
So I find out, and I'm flaming.
Yeah.
Like fucking Ghost Rider coming for everything.
Oh, no.
So I'm flaming. I'm mad. Heat, jealousy, all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, you're done.
Yeah.
That person's done. You're done. You got caught. All of that. She's just like, no, actually, you're done. I'm done with you. And I'm like, holy shit.
You can't fire me.
I fired you.
That's right.
So that shit was just crazy. Crazy shit. Crazy
That's
shit.
craziness.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now she's living with her mom.
Oh,
Girlfriend
that
kicked
ended
her
well for
out.
her.
Yeah, I think it's a happily ever after for everybody.
Yeah, right.
And I'm in All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
So-
wait. So is this kind of like relatively recent?
Relatively recent.
Oh. So are you still married to this delightful?
Man, what's
Human?
crazy is I sent the divorce paper. She sent him, and then I sent him back, and then she sent him, and we're fucking fighting over everything.
Oh.
That's
okay.
apparently not money. No, I'm just kidding. It's money.
Oh, is it? Dang it. But like you said, you're pretty protected, right?
Oh, yeah. It's
Okay.
solid.
Okay. So.
And I especially stopped working, so there's no income to take.
Ooh.
Because that one's untouchable. Yeah.
Love it.
So,
Yeah.
and we signed prenups. We signed prenups.
Oh, that's
She
brilliant.
thought she would be able to get
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the prenup was already signed. That shit was official.
That is amazing.
Yep. So
This is. I will probably cut this out of the podcast. So this is going to be.
yeah, that's gold, man.
No. But this is like, okay. So this is a backwards. What's the word where you have? What do they call it? I'm trying to think of the word. It's not prejudice, but it's like one of those ideas that I think comes into hetero heads like mine. That somehow when
Oh, this doesn't happen.
well, yes, because
yeah,
I'll tell you
yeah.
why. I'll tell you why because I'm like it's so much harder.
It's real.
Right? It's so much harder for like gays or lesbians to get married and all this stuff that I figure those that cross that bar, like that's happily ever after, right? Right. So I can't imagine that you as
This story that I told has been like a repeated story in the whole LGBTQ community.
Okay.
I've heard this story at least like 100 times.
wow.
Like,
Because there's a bunch of straight dudes out there that are like,
oh, they
holy
eat
crap.
each other's pussies and it's great.
No.
No,
They're just
no.
going. No, I'm saying they're going. You just told my story. Right? You see what I'm saying?
100%.
And then they're like ragging on like that bitch, blah 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 blah, whatever. And but we think that lesbians, that's not a thing, and you're like, no, it's still a thing. Because we're all human beings.
And the same women are alive, active, and well.
On both sides of the fence.
On all sides of the fucking spectrum.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
That's some craziness. Well, gosh, man.
That shit was crazy.
That is. Well, okay, so
but the happily ever after is like you get a free room.
Right?
At your mom's house, complimentary. The same green and yellow walls and the same posters are still up.
Yep.
So shout out to moms all across the world.
Yeah. Thanks for making a soft landing for your crazy daughter you never quite managed to launch. Okay, so like on a real note, I don't want it to go sad here, but I do want to be real. How is your heart? How are you doing emotionally right now? I know good story, but yeah.
So that shit is just the same way that you would listen and feel like each step of that.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm living the best life at first, because you're like, the grass is greener 100%.
Right. I know, yeah.
And you're living through it, and then you're like, is this turf?
Mm-hmm.
So it's great until you find yourself calling your mother at fucking 3, 4, 6 a.m. crying about how you miss your wife.
Yeah.
And then you're like, do I miss her? And you start questioning yourself. And then
you're
like, it's a weird heartbreak because it's a married.
Yeah.
But what sucks is this, like, a lot of it was self-reflection. Like, I had to look in the mirror, like, why did I get married? Ooh, the barracks. It was the barracks.
Yep.
And I was just like, ooh, what a great foundation for my castle.
Right. What could possibly go wrong here, children?
Yeah, so it's young emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, starting at 18, 19.
Yeah.
And what sucks is this was my high school sweetheart at one point.
So
this is just crazy.
Yeah.
Our parents went to junior high together.
What?
Fun fact.
That's craziness.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, there's crying. You're calling family members. Yeah. You're dry snitching on each other. He said, she said. I mean, it gets as bad as her cutting off my Sprint account.
Oh.
That she just
Petty.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like now I have no phone, no cellular access.
Ugh, yeah.
And then,
well, really, are you really a human being at that point? That's my question. In America, if you don't have access,
we've done horrible shit to each other back and fucking forth.
No, my joke was, are you really a human being if you don't have a cell phone? Sorry, that was my dumb joke.
Oh,
yeah. I was like,
fuck
I
you can't survive. You're like, my bills can't get paid because I don't know how to auto pay.
Yeah.
At the fucking post office.
And let's face it, you really don't exist. Like you can't get an Uber. You can't pay for things by touching the little back of your phone. I mean, you're pretty much a nothing at that point. What?
You're hurting.
Yeah, you're hurting.
But what sucks is I did the phone thing to her, then she did it to me, then I did it back to her. Like I'm saying cat and dog.
Okay, yeah.
Like if you ever met a cat and a dog, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, jeez.
So was crazy.
So the moral of the story is, if you're thinking of getting some BAH money at 18 years old and you just reach out and grab the nearest warm body, think twice. That's at least one of the lessons I think we can pull from this. No more? No.
That's user's discretion. That's user's discretion.
I love that you're like, nah, it might still work out for you.
I think I would do it again.
Oh my gosh.
Because I got paid out some money.
Wait. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At first my wife was just like, it's your money, honey. And it was mine forever.
Wow.
Until today. Like, she'd be like, I want my nails, my hair. Yeah. Can you give me a wig? Right. I want to go shopping. Miami. Like, and we would do that stuff.
Yeah.
But then, like, the comma was mine. The 3, 4, 5, 600, that was like hers.
I gotcha.
So.
All right. So you're saying that,
the money was still coming in?
The money was still good? All right. That was the turn. Okay, that was the twist I wasn't expecting. Thank you for going all the way to the end, thinking I've learned a lesson.
Fuck yeah.
And you're like, no, it paid. It still paid.
Yeah. What sucks is the facts of it. The facts of the matter, the juicy details that people are like, I wonder, like their mind wonders, is like, yeah, she cheated. And when I found out, I never cheated back.
Okay, good for you.
I busted the girlfriend's windows though.
Oh gosh.
That was awesome.
Hopefully no evidence of that. We're not going to jail for that or anything?
No.
No, good. Okay, good. All right.
That shit's nah.
That's why you're anonymous. So there's you're good.
I think that's why the army was just the army. I mean, You don't leave the army, man. Right. You're tough as hell, and you don't quit. You don't die.
Yeah.
You fucking, So the windows got busted, man. She food poisoned me.
Oh, God.
I was sick for like 24 hours of straight diarrhea.
That's delightful. Yeah,
that was
always fun.
That was a twist.
Yeah.
Unexpected twist. Didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
I never caught her, actually, on that one.
Ooh.
She actually confessed.
Oh, she just confessed straight up?
She was just like, yeah. She was like, you remember the mashed potatoes? I did that. I was like, damn.
What?
I was like, damn. I thought it was my diet. Made a lifestyle change.
Right.
So that happened. Fucking, we were at each other like cat and dog, man. All that drama. That shit happened.
Well, okay, so I will, once this thing's all over, I hope that you clear the decks, get your head straight, all that fun stuff, but then the next time around, you find someone who is like the real deal, right?
What sucks is I already found her.
Did you really?
Yeah, we're at All-Star Weekend.
Oh, really? You met her here in Atlanta?
For her 41st birthday. This is my first cougar. This is my first MILF.
Oh, look at you taking down a cougar.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you feeling like this is like a weekend fling thing, or are we thinking like...
Nah, we've been solid for like 2 months.
Wait, how have you been solid for 2 months if you just came for the
All-Star? This is her birthday weekend.
Gotcha.
I've been messing with this girl before Atlanta. We came from Seattle together.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I'm an idiot. I thought you met her like here in Atlanta and you're already...
No.
Okay, so for 2 months... You guys have...
I've been solid with this girlfriend of mine.
All right, and you're feeling good about it? Like she's maybe could possibly...
She's a professional chef. She's been a chef longer than I've been alive.
Dude, I'll tell you what right now. No joke.
Tomahawk. I met a tomahawk. The only tomahawk I knew was a weapon.
Wait. What did you say?
She made a tomahawk.
What is a tomahawk?
Hey, bro, I said the same exact thing. That steak that you see, that's made by Salt Bay with the giant ass fucking bone.
Yeah, baby.
That's a tomahawk.
That's amazing.
She was like, hey, babe, I got a tomahawk. And I was just like, really? Like, are we going chopping wood? What are we doing? She was just like, we're eating. And I was just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. She had to show me.
That's amazing.
Giant ass meat.
Well,
I'm not saying food is like the ultimate spouse.
But I'll tell you what, it's got to rank top 10.
Bro,
it's top 10 at least. It may even be in the 5.
It's my number 1. I'm overweight.
Yeah, trust me, girl. Like I'm about that life. Like you feed me well and you're nice to me. I mean, my list gets real short after that. Like
hell yeah.
Right?
It's like I don't even have a favorite color or a favorite movie.
Yeah, no, exactly. Walks on the beach. Who needs that? Just shove food in my mouth. I'm down. Well, you are so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and I just hope
your viral story.
I hope that it all resolves. You are such a cool person. You deserve just all the happiness in the world. So,
bro, this has been great.
Thank you so much. I know that there was a lot of heartbreak covered up by bravado and great storytelling and comic relief, so I don't want to be insensitive to that. I just get the feeling that this lady will end up always landing on her feet. What a cool chick. Okay, so the ladies have not disappointed in our travels today. Whether you were looking for stories from someone in the Mile High Club or supernatural healing, they brought the heat. And side question, why is it called the Mile High Club? I mean, there are plenty of mountains that are over the prerequisite 5,280 feet to make a little sexy time qualify as mile high. But a commercial airliner is typically cruising at like 30 to 40 some thousand feet. So several miles high. Anywho, my hope for you this week is that you approach the world with as much joy as our last rider and let things that could be getting you down turn into humorous stories that you can tell at parties or in a random rideshare drive. Hasta luego, my friends. This is what happens when you are a rideshare driver in Atlanta and ask people for their stories. These weren't handpicked people with great stories. They just happened to get in my car and be gracious enough to share with all of us. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be in Atlanta and need to grab a rideshare and end up telling the rest of us the next great story on BCP. I'd actually encourage you to, every so often, just ask a stranger to share a story from their life. You never know what you might learn. I believe that our stories are powerful. They can make you laugh, cringe, cry, or even get you to think or feel differently. Our stories can truly make this world a little bit better place. So please subscribe, rate, and listen to this podcast and share it with as many adults as possible. It would mean so much to me. First and foremost, I want to thank the incredible writers who trusted me with your stories. You're my heroes. Thanks also to all the people in the background who have believed in this project/dream. All of the music on this podcast was found on pixabay.com, and it was free, which is an amazing gift when you're starting a podcast on a shoestring budget.